My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and the name that I have to use until and if I ever get my name of Windsor back is Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. And I've put this on so many prior videos since August the 3rd of last year about mind control and about my kidnapping from Buckingham Palace in 41. And what I want to put here to start off, and then if anyone cares, they can go back and check out my tapes or videos, or I'm on Facebook. I wrote about mind control, and I usually bring the Larry Flynn. He flew me to his home in '83 when a doctor I wrote about, Piedmont Hospital, Dr. Larry McDonald, he was U.S. Congressman from Atlanta. And there were murders that happened at the hospital and his connection to other things. But I was writing about mind control and what can be done with it and how it was done and all that, modify your behavior or well, you programmed them to go out and kill. They don't even know they're going to do that. They're innocent themselves, their behavior, their thought. Okay, I was going to read this in case someone doesn't have the time, excuse me, to look up. And this is back when I wrote about it. Oh, I've taken flat and been called every name in the book and everything done to me. But back in '78, when I was trying to finish the book, and Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I'm doing the book in Marietta, Georgia. And he was shot March the 6th of '78. And my book involved the deaths of Warren and Rosina Matthews, who were pathologists at Larry McDonald's, the hospital. It's my understanding his family controlled it. Now, whether that's true or not, but he was a urologist there. And I wrote about Gene Swockerman, who was shot in the hospital, Piedmont Hospital, on Christmas Eve. I believe it was '76. Or 76, I believe, or 77. I'm not sure at the moment. But anyway, mind control was used, and you can Google it. Now, you can't get the links that I'm talking about. There were certain murders that were done in patterns. And it was after the book. I had antifreeze put in me April the 1st of '80, and was literally should have died. So I couldn't get the book published, and at that point, I lost the copies later. The one in the bank safety deposit box that later I paid no matter what, the box rent, was just moved. It was in Bert Lance, I believe, owned the bank there in Marietta, and he was part of, and I like Jimmy Carter, I think. Probably, let me put it this way, who I'm not sure I do or not. I think he was the best president that has been up there. Let me put it that way. Anyway, everything I had was just destroyed, and I don't even know where my sons are. Now, if you think I'm veering off track here, let me give you the definition of mind control. Brainwashing, thought control, coercive persuasion. It's literally taking over your mind and programming it, and you don't know that it's happening. And if you did, and you went to a psychiatrist, and you told him that, well, he would probably have you locked up, psychotic drugs given you, just like James Holmes of the Aurora, Colorado shootings. And a lot of these that are programmed to run and put the gun on themselves, they follow a command to kill themselves, just like the Virginia Tech next door in Blacksburg here near Roanoke, where I'm living, in April the 16th of '07. So I can go on listing these, and you can prove these there are links. And by the way, before this gets too long, I just want to cut it short because I've put all this on about my kidnapping. I've put the pictures of enough evidence. Nobody has paid one moment for the crimes committed against me personally, my kids, and my country. I'm British. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41 again, brought to Moulton, Alabama, and placed in a pigsty, a hellhole. And I found out in 83 during the campaign to replace Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, whose plane, he was on the KAL 007 and it veered off course and was shot down by the Soviet Union. He was en route from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea. So all of them aboard presumably died. So I want to go back, though, to during that campaign later, when I was flown out to Flint. That's when I started finding out about my kidnapping and my father and my real name. The Illuminati, in case you want to look it up, it's the Freemasons. They're the ones that kidnapped me. And my own Uncle George VI, who's illegal, George VI, and Elizabeth's illegal. They took down my father, King Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor. From my mom is sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. I'll say that again because when you can put a 99-year seal on an illegal takedown with nothing but lies and insert an imposter to become and marry Wallace Simpson and become the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, they stole my father's identity, they stole my mom's, they stole mine and my son's when they were born here. I'm a hostage, just like Great Britain is. Oh, but anyway, Elizabeth is part of the Illuminati. I'm going to get on that one and finish that. And the Illuminati is into mind control and slavery. And who do you think's behind the Center for Disease Control and Emory University and all the AIDS that supposedly started in Africa and, I don't know about Ebola. Well, I do too. You stop and think for yourself. When they kidnapped me, they took down the British Empire. George VI illegal, signed illegal treaties to allow the United States to put its military bases all over British soil and pretend they're our savior, that they're saving us from the Germans. And when in reality, they're the ones that are taking over Great Britain. They didn't do anything as a favor. They did it to all planned and orchestrated. And they gave us the Marshall Plan. They come in and then you have to rebuild, and they create the problems and then come in and pretend to solve it. But anyway, they put their bases all over British soil, and now Great Britain, anybody can look and see. Why doesn't the media talk about Scotland? It's has a referendum this 18th of this month where it could become independent. So what's left of the UK, that's the UK is Scotland, England, and Wales. And you've got Elizabeth that's going to christen a warship. She's got a fleet, I believe. And who's it going to be used against? The British? Because she's part of the New World Order, and she's illegal to begin with. I want to get back to this, which is why I'm on here. When I say this is true, you're calling it, you found him guilty, and I'm talking about, now I'm drawing a blank here. Ross, I guess I'll have to do this tape over. I can't understand. I just saw it, and I know his name very well. From Alabama that left his baby in the car, and he's just been tried in Marietta. He's got all this counts against him. It's total programming. I think his attorney there in Atlanta is Zimmerman. The man is innocent. His wife is a victim, at least, of partial programming. This man in no way meant to leave his child there. This is done through mind control. Cooper was the child's name that died, and that's sad. But the saddest part is you're going to convict a man. By the way, they were born in Alabama. He and his wife were. But the murders evidently happened in Cobb County, Marietta, where I was living. All these crimes have been committed against me, and not one person has ever paid for it. But that's a mind control murder, and it can be proven.